All right, welcome back to Talk Travel to Me. I'm your host, Kristy Ouellette, and it is 2026. And if you thought the most magical place on earth was staying still this year, you couldn't be more wrong. Today we're talking to our fabulous travel advisor, Lacie Flake from the great state of Mississippi, and we're talking all about what's coming to Walt Disney World in 2026. So let's get to it.
Ready for your fast pass to unforgettable adventures? Welcome to Talk Travel to Me. Featuring our Mickey Guru Travel Company expert travel advisors, this podcast will guide you in traveling with more ease, confidence, and a sprinkle of magic. Tune in for unique insights, insider info, tips, and personal travel stories that'll transform your journeys into exhilarating moments and lifelong memories. Fasten your seatbelt, grab your passport, let's embark, and let's talk travel.
All right, without further ado, let's get into this 2026 magic because it's time. What do we got for early 26, Lacie?
So for early 2026, one of my favorite events at Walt Disney World Resort, the International Festival of the Arts, has officially begun at Epcot. The dates are from January 16th running through February 23rd. Lots of artisanal dishes, beautiful artwork. Sing your heart out to Broadway showstopper tunes from your favorite Disney on Broadway shows, which is one of my favorite things. And new, starting last year in the new Communicore Hall building, they have a Disney on Broadway exhibit. So I'm really excited to see that again. I will be visiting the 1st of February. And so I've already been watching videos and looking at the festival passports to pick out those treats that I must try while at this event. Also coming up soon in 2026 is the Disney Princess Half Marathon weekend, February 26th through March the 2nd of 2026. This event is already sold out. So if you're not participating in the Disney Half Marathon weekend event, be aware that the parks may be more crowded than normal because it does draw a pretty big crowd.
That actually falls on our New Hampshire vacation week for February. So we have a lot of clients that are going down, and I've been like, okay, it doesn't usually have much impact on the parks because the runners are out running and then they just want to wander around with their medals, which more power to them. You earn those babies. You should wear them
Absolutely.
proudly. But like the traffic patterns can be problematic, and like you've got to think about like when you're going to the park, you could be sitting in the bus for a while if you're not careful, but otherwise.
And the resorts, they get pretty full.
Yeah, and those people get up in the middle of the night to go to their races, so it's sometimes can be a little distracting, for sure.
Right, but more power to them. I wish I was a half marathoner, but
I was gonna say, have you ever done any of the races?
I have not. No, I just cheer from afar.
We did the, I think it was 2017, a group of us got together and we did the 5K. And never again, because
One and done.
It was fun, and it was really cool to like be running through and the characters and all of that sort of thing. And by running, I mean, every time I saw a PhotoPass photographer, I went from a slow walk to a run just to have the picture. But we were up in the middle of the night. Like we were standing in the Epcot parking lot at like 2:30 in the morning, just standing, waiting for the race to start. I was like, well, I like my sleep too much.
Yeah.
But our friend Trisha does the races. Her husband did the marathon earlier this month. She's doing Princess. So cheering Trisha on for sure from the sidelines.
Right. And if you're a runner, why not run at Disney? I mean,
yeah. One of the things that I'm actually really excited for, and this sounds so silly knowing that I am a grown adult, but they announced last year that Anna, Elsa, and Kristoff in the Frozen Ever After attraction were getting new updates. They've always looked a little weird to me. So like, and people were like, oh, it's just the projections. But now they're doing what they did over in Hong Kong Disneyland, which I wish I could teleport, by the way, because I would love to go see that. But the flight time, it's like, ooh. But anyway, they're bringing that technology to Walt Disney World and updating the animatronics for Anna, Elsa, and Kristoff. That's supposed to be ready to go in February. And I cannot wait. I am still a big Frozen girly, and I still sing Let It Go at the top of my lungs, including on my Princess Cruise when there was a music question about that in a trivia. I just couldn't help myself.
It's a requirement. If you're a Disney adult, you have to sing.
It absolutely is.
Yeah,
So
I can't help
excited
it.
about that.
Have you ever been on Frozen Ever After when the animatronics glitched?
Yes.
Yes, so freaky. So we were at the very end scene where Elsa was doing the big snow thing, and one of her eyes, like it was like a line that was just going across her face, like almost those of you who are older remember whenever VHS tape would need to be tracked, and it would have the lines that were scrolling across it. That's what her eyes look like. So it was very, very weird. So this is going to fix that problem, right?
We hope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm super excited.
Once we were on it and we got to the scene where Anna and Elsa were first together. I think Olaf is right there next to them. Neither of them had a face. Like no face.
So creepy.
We came around the corner and I went, oh, I don't think that's the way that's supposed to look. So
that's not normal.
Although the glitching would make some people think that there was some sort of witchcraft going on. So that might have been worse. Right.
Right. So talking about what is coming up, although this event is not specifically for early 2026 only, it actually goes through the whole year. But Disney After Hours is back. Our favorite After Hours event, separately ticketed, but it gives you 3 extra hours in the parks after the gates close to normal guests. This is happening in all 4 parks. There is a calendar on Disney's website. We're not going to go through and exhaust you with all of those dates and parks, but there is a calendar. It runs through fall of 2026. And that is a great time to take advantage of low crowds, to be able to explore more freely, not bumping into people. There are still snacks and beverages available. So a great time to really, really enjoy and slow down a little bit in those
Have you ever done one of those events?
I have. I did one at Epcot.
Yeah. What did you think?
It was great.
Yeah.
It was wonderful. It really, really was. It was just so leisurely. We had no plan. We just walked and did whatever we wanted to. This was after Tron opened. Tron had just opened, actually. It was when it was still on virtual queue. So during the after hours event, they opened it up to a standby. So of course we had to ride Tron multiple times. I mean, not Tron. I don't know why I'm saying Tron. Guardians of the Galaxy. So sorry, but we rode it multiple times because it was still new. And at that time, the virtual queues were really hard to grab. And so that was a nice little perk. And that is something that they do at these events. You know, you never know exactly what to expect with the lower crowds and the specialty tickets.
Yeah, we did it at Hollywood Studios. I've done it at Magic Kingdom for sure. And I think maybe Epcot, but the one at Hollywood Studios was the most memorable to me because we got on Rise of the Resistance over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Like there was virtually nobody in line. We also did Slinky Dog like that, and Slinky Dog at night.
So cool.
So cool.
That ride has so much more bark than it looks like.
Yes.
It does. I'm always impressed when I get on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that I feel like it's great for kids, but it's also great for adults, and people they kind of write it off. They're like, oh, it's not really much. And I'm like, it's fun.
It's so much fun.
And I love the fact that like the bottled beverages and the popcorn and all that stuff is included. And I always try to get like our money's worth. Like I'm like, those bottles of water are $6. Drink up, friends. Like everybody walk
how much
by.
popcorn do we need to eat and pretzels to get our money's worth?
Exactly. So they are fun. They're pricey. They can be pricey, but a lot of times if you just build that into your budget, it actually can work out fine. So
yeah,
I think that's.
And if you only have a limited number of days in the parks, it's worth it.
For sure. All right. So springtime at Walt Disney World is hard to define because I feel like they say like coming this spring, but in my mind, that's usually like April and May. So I'm kind of hoping that when they say Big Thunder opening this spring, that they mean on the earlier side. Do you have a sense of that? I feel like they're playing.
I feel like it will be April-ish because I feel like they consider May to be summer.
Yeah,
So
that's when
I'm
the
kind of leaning towards April.
Cool Kid Summer, I think they said, starts in
May.
middle of May, right?
Yeah. 26th, maybe.
Yeah, something like that. So,
Yeah.
Big Thunder Mountain, I'm a huge fan of that. So I'm interested to see what they have done. Like, I know they
Same.
said a smoother track and something with lighting. I also wonder if I'm even going to notice any of the changes because I'm not the best with that.
Yeah. I feel like they've got to be kind of drastic with the length of this refurbishment. So
Yeah.
I'm anxious to see. They said something about it's going to be a little more similar to the one over in Disneyland,
Do you think we'll have the
California.
goat then?
I think so.
I want
That
the
is
goat
the-
with a gives you the belly tickler.
And that is the rumor. So we'll see.
I'm also really curious. Obviously, Villains Land is going behind that.
Yeah.
I'm really curious how much, if anything, we'll be able to see from that spot.
I
as
feel like
far
they're
as the
going to keep us
construction.
in the dark as much as they can. They
Yeah,
probably had the tallest construction walls ever built, so we can't peek in.
I can't wait for that. And it's going to take a while. So,
Yeah, that's going to be awesome, though. I know I talked earlier about how International Festival of the Arts was one of my favorite festivals. I also really, really love the Spring Festival at Epcot, which is Epcot International Flower and Garden Festival. This is the most beautiful that Epcot, in my opinion, is for the entire year. The flowers are gorgeous, the topiaries. I just stand and wonder, like, how in the world do they put these together and make them so perfect and gorgeous? It's just beautiful. Everything smells so good. There are butterflies everywhere because they're drawn to the flowers. And then, not to mention the savory, mouth-watering sweets and treats that are available during this festival. Lots of outdoor kitchens. Everything at the Flower and Garden Festival is more light, and the treats are not as heavy. There's lots of natural elements and flavors with these treats, just to kind of go along with the theming of the event. They have the Garden Rocks concert series also, which is really cool. Schedules for that are posted online, so you can see those different entertainers that are available. A lot of people plan their whole trips around these festivals and who's going to be performing on certain nights so that they can take advantage of that. So I love a good Epcot festival. And lucky for us, there are very few weeks of the year where there's not a festival running.
right?
They're almost all year now.
I love that it's a lot of times the music from any of these festivals, they bring in artists that were really popular, kind of the nostalgia factor. Like
Yeah.
Tiffany is there a lot, and was a total Tiffany New Kids on the Block girl. So like seeing her was fun when I went to one of those. And the fact that it's included adds a whole level of fun, right? Because it's like you could go, you can enjoy it for whatever it is, and then move along, but you have a bit of that nostalgia, which
Yeah. And it
definitely.
feels like a specialty ticketed event, although it isn't.
right.
I love that. So I'm also really excited. I know you talked about Big Thunder Mountain, but I'm really excited about Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger Spin over in Magic Kingdom. That ride, I don't avoid that ride. I don't run to that ride because it needed a refurb. It needed a rehaul. It had gotten kind of, I'm very competitive. So when I can't hit the targets that I'm shooting for, I'm not happy. And this ride had gotten very difficult to do well. I feel like the little blasters and the targets had become hard to hit. So it kind of took part of that fun element out of it for me because I wanted to do well. So I'm excited to see how they're going to refurb this. I also don't like the fact that you have to move your own vehicle and point yourself in the direction that you need to be pointed in. So I wonder if they will fix that on the ride vehicles since they're doing a whole new redesign.
Right.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
and I can't remember because I think it's going to look more like the Disneyland version now, which I think it's Astro
Right. Star Command or something.
Yeah. But I like how on the Disneyland version, which they definitely have confirmed they're doing here, the blaster can separate from the car now. So like the car, the vehicle.
Right. That's
because
gonna be nice.
that is, I think, one of the things that I struggle with is I couldn't ever get it to line up correctly. Now, I'm not as competitive. You are super fun to do Men in Black with for that very reason, because you definitely are.
So
But I think that like the changes are going to be good. I feel like the cars, the last time I was on it, the cars were a little dirty. Like feeling, at least. I don't know if they actually were, but I was like, where are my Lysol wipes? Like,
right.
So I'm excited to see that. Yeah, it was definitely.
And there's also, they're introducing a new character for this, for the refurbished attraction. He will be in the introductory scene, and his name will be Buddy. So I'm anxious to meet Buddy and see what part he plays in this new ride.
Do we think he's a villain, or is he going to be like a helper?
I don't know.
Fascinating. Yeah, I like that ride. It's not my favorite either, but I am definitely looking for it. I love when everything has been changed and enhanced.
Yes,
I think that's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I like the newness.
Another thing that's coming back is the free water park entry on your arrival day.
Yeah.
And so that's going to be really cool. When both of the water parks are open, you'll be able to choose whichever one you want to go on your arrival day. And a little bit of a tip for people, this is a great excuse to do a split stay. Last summer, a lot of my clients did that, and it worked fabulously. So they would come in, spend, maybe a couple hours at a water park on their very first day, and then it resets when you change. So I had clients that spent a few nights at Pop Century to save some money, and then they moved over to a deluxe resort. And then that middle day was a rest day, free water park day. And they were able to go to the water park from the time it opened at 10 a.m. until 5 o'clock on that day. It was a great way to save a little money, but also get more bang for your buck there. So
Right. And the water parks are so much fun. They really, really are. Disney does them well.
I'm interested to see what they do, because I think this was a kind of a ploy to get people to go to the water parks, because post-COVID, the water parks were like ghost towns, and I think it's because people had to pay the upcharge to go to water parks is not a tiny amount.
Right.
So I think they were trying to do that, but people are back to loving them now. So I think that little ploy has worked for Disney, letting people just see what the magic is there.
I have a lot of clients who have strategically planned their check-in days for this water park. For sure. And another thing that made me think about, if you're flying Southwest and staying in a value resort, Disney is now doing an airport luggage transfer from MCO to your resort. So that's really, really nice, especially on that check-in day. You don't have to drag your luggage around. You don't have to go to your hotel, your resort, get everything checked in. You can literally let Disney take care of that luggage, pack your swimsuit and your sunscreen in your carry-on bag, and head to the water park. And when you get down to the water park and you're ready for that bed and shower, dinner at your resort, your luggage is there waiting for you. So really nice park that's come back for the value resorts. I feel like they'll probably extend this to more resorts in the future, but it's nice to have it at least for now at the value.
I hope so. I find that entire rollout thing to have been the wildest thing that they have done. And that's saying something, because when you live in the Disney universe like you and I do, like they do some really silly things.
Yeah.
To me, that service, they used to call it the resort airline check-in, and they would pick your luggage up at the airport at the beginning of your trip, and they also would ship it back to the airport. So like I would leave my bags at the hotel and then get them in Manchester when I got home to my home airport. It was such a breeze. It was so appreciated for all the different reasons. But now to bring it back, but only at the value resorts.
Yeah.
To me, that is strange. I do think they're rolling it out. It might be that they're building up the staffing and because it's been since COVID 2020 that they stopped that. So maybe that's why. But it doesn't make sense to me.
I figured they would start at the deluxe and then work their way down.
Right.
But
and so
I've done this backwards.
Maybe they thought that because a lot of people with young kids stay at the value resorts, that would be the most benefit. Like if you've got a kid and you've got like all the stuff.
And it is.
Yeah, but I also have a lot of families with young children that stay at the deluxe resort. So it's just very interesting, and they're taking too long. So that's my soapbox. That's my soapbox for that one. I'm glad they're doing it. It makes me feel hopeful that it's coming back, but let's go, Mickey. Come on.
Chop, chop.
All right, let's talk about one of the things people are most excited about, and you and I probably are not in this category because of the age of our children, but this summer there is two big celebrities coming to Disney's Animal Kingdom. Bluey and Bingo.
Wow, I have so many little clients that are stoked for this edition.
Oh my gosh. I'm super happy for them. And they're going to be over at the conservation station in Disney's Animal Kingdom theme park. And they're going to be doing some sort of a meet and greet that has like playing and dancing with them.
Wow.
And I don't know the lingo for this, but butterfly keepy uppy. I guess if you're a bingo fan.
Let us know.
Yeah. I will say I did watch an episode of Bluey the other day because I have a family that literally planned their entire trip to meet Bluey, and I was like, I should get some information, and it is adorable. It really is cute, but those Bluey fans, they are in for it.
Yes, this is going to be a really great addition to the character meet and greets. In addition to new things coming, the current iteration of Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run over at Hollywood Studios is getting an update. So we're going to get some new missions for this ride that include the Mandalorian and Grogu. So super excited to see what that's going to look like. Also, Hondo is going to be in there. So I'm anxious to see what they're going to do with that and what kind of mission we're going to be flying. Are we still going to be smuggling in some cargo, and are the role is still going to be the same as far as like the engineer and the pilots and that kind of stuff with this ride? I don't know. Is it just going to be the screen? I wonder that changes, or are there going to be more extensive changes? This is also coming to Disneyland over in California as well. So we're both getting this update.
So just in case I'm not the only one, what is a Hondo? Is that
He's a character as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he's the guy with the long stuff at the beginning of Rise of the Resistance. That guy.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm not a huge Star Wars person either, but
I was him. I'm like, is it a Hondo? Is it a who? Okay, I gotcha. I do love Baby Yoda Grogu, so I would be down for that for sure. But
he's adorable. I think this will give this ride a little more rewritability also.
Yeah.
Kind of like Star Tours. You never know what you're going to get as far as the mission is concerned. So that's nice.
Yeah, I like that a lot. And I'm definitely not one that's any good at it. So I'm happy to take that engineer back seat and just I'll hit this button. That's fine. But the fact that like the way you do it actually affects the ride, I love that factor. That makes it so cool.
Yeah.
Something I'm actually very interested in too is coming to Epcot this summer, which is we're celebrating the 250th birthday of the United States. And Soarin' is going to change to Soarin' Across America. I think that is going to be really interesting. And I'm hoping that we see some things like, I don't know, for me, like the Thunderbirds. Right. I would love to see that, because imagine like the grand scale of Soarin', like if you could feel like maybe you're in a Thunderbird.
That'd be so cool.
There's a woman that I had, she came and did a speech at one of the conferences I went to a few years ago, and she was the first Thunderbird female pilot.
Wow.
And her name is Nicole Malachowski, I think is how you say it. And I just keep thinking, like, how cool would it be if, like, she was narrating it? I don't know if any of that's happening or if this is just a fever dream that I'm having, but I think that would be really cool.
Yeah, I'm anxious to see what they're going to do with that. I feel like they're going to have lots of the amazing landmarks in the USA. Like, I feel like we're going to see the Statue of Liberty and Mount Rushmore and those really identifiable USA markers. I can't wait to ride this.
It says that the release that Disney gave said that more than a dozen new scenes.
Yeah.
So new music and scents, and then more than a dozen new scenes. I gotta feel like you gotta do the Statue of Liberty, but I wonder if like Grand Canyon, like all of that kind of stuff. That is going to be really cool.
Yeah, and it doesn't tell us exactly when that's coming or when that's leaving. So I feel like it's going to be around for a while. I mean, surely if they're going to take this much time to revamp this, they're going to let us enjoy it for some time. So
yeah, because right now all it says is summer, but we know that it has to be before July 4th, right? Because if we're doing it for the anniversary of the forming of the country, that might be a good thought process. But a lot of that stuff does happen over Memorial Day weekend, so it's possible that it's all going to come out at the same time. Now, I will say that my number one thing I am looking forward to in 2026 is the Muppets takeover of Rock and Roller Coaster. How do you feel about that?
I am really excited to see what they're going to do with this. Because the Electric Mayhem, they've got to incorporate that in there, right? Like that's some banger music. I think it's going to be really, really fun, and they can really run with it with all the Muppets characters. I'm really anxious to see this. Yeah, it's going to be a little bittersweet, but a lot of the kids nowadays don't even know who Aerosmith is. So it's kind of going to bring it back in. And we lost the Muppets over at Muppets Courtyard. So we're kind of getting them back just in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think that I'm a big Muppets fan. I feel like they deserve more in the parks. And I've got a sneaky suspicion that area over there between where the Rock and Roller Coaster is and right now it's got the Villain Show. I have the real sneaky suspicion that the Villain Show is going to be moved somewhere else at some point or ended because of Villain's Land, right? I feel like it's a testing ground for Villain's Land, like what they can get away with, what people are enjoying. I would be really surprised if that theater doesn't start hosting something Muppets related in the future. That's just my guess.
That's a good theory. They may even move the Villain Show over to Magic Kingdom once that area is done.
Yeah. Have you seen that Villain Show?
I have not. That's on my must do when we're there next month.
It is.
And I haven't seen the new Little Mermaid either. So got to see both of those. I haven't been to the Disney parks extensively. I went in July. It was the last time I went. And so I didn't get to do, I was only there for a couple of days, so I didn't get to do all of the things. So I feel like I've missed out on so much.
Yeah, I loved the Villain Show, and I went into it hearing that people were a little bit like disappointed by it, so I wasn't sure what to think, but I thought it was really well done. It was funny. I enjoyed it. I'm excited to see it again for sure. Little Mermaid, meh. Let's just see what you think about it, and we can talk about that.
It's my favorite Disney movie, so it's got to be good or I'm going to be sad.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll revisit that after your trip.
Sounds good.
So the other thing, so Rock and Roller Coaster with Aerosmith is closing on March 1st. So if you want to ride that, you definitely have to do it by then. That is the last date. And then the ride will be closing as of March 2nd, and then reopening at some point in summer 2026. We don't have a specific date yet. It's important to note that the ride vehicles, all of that stuff, none of that is changing. It's just the theming all around it. So we're not really even sure how long it'll be down. It may be just a couple months. It could be later in the summer. Disney has a way of kind of extending some of that stuff. But
yeah. Also coming later in the summer is the Magic of Disney Animation, which will open and invite us all inside the world of Walt Disney Animation Studios and its beloved playful creations. I am so excited to see this. I'm a huge animation fan. I love to see how these ideas come to life and how they're brought into the screens for us to enjoy. So just like in the award-winning short, Once Upon a Studio, the animated characters will come to life. So they're going to leap off the portraits, draw with us, and invite us into their Drawn to Wonderland playground, inspired by Alice in Wonderland. I know Alice in Wonderland, I feel like it's kind of gotten lost over the years with the younger generation, but that movie was so pleasing to the eye. Like there was so much going on and so colorful and just an animation work of art. So I'm really excited to see how they incorporate all of this into this new experience. This will also be over at Hollywood Studios.
I'm really excited about that. I feel like I remember when MGM first opened, and you could literally just walk up and watch animators working on the movies and all of that. Like that was such a cool experience because it was actually, when it first opened, a working movie studio, so that they were making, and if I remember correctly, I feel like we watched them working on Mulan. Now, my memory could be off a little bit there, but I do remember going back and literally seeing animators sitting and working on the projects. You could walk by their offices. Their offices had windows with a view. And that was the view, was us looking at them like they were in a fishbowl. So absolutely loved that. All right, so another thing that's coming this summer that when I saw this, you are absolutely the first person that came to my mind because I know how much your family is involved in baseball. So I think you might be singing Take Me Out to the Ball Game this summer at Walt Disney World. Am I right?
Absolutely, you are. So Banana Ball is coming to ESPN Wild World of Sports for the first time ever. So it's only 2 days that the Savannah Bananas are going to be playing baseball, May the 29th and May the 30th of 2026. This team is iconic. They are known for their amazing stunts and dancing and singing and trick plays. Diving catches, on the field shenanigans. They are so much fun to watch. The only bad thing about these tickets are already gone. So Banana Baseball is sold on a lottery ticket basis. So you sign up to be in the lottery. If your name is chosen, then you have the opportunity to buy tickets. But if your name is not selected, you don't even get the option. So I did try to buy tickets for this event, and sadly, did not get selected, but there will be a limited number of tickets inclusive of food and beverages that will be available for people to purchase soon. So keep an eye out for that. Not exactly sure when that's going to roll out or what that's going to look like, but that may be your only way now to get to go check out the Bananas. I have watched baseball on the ESPN baseball field, and it is an amazing venue. So this is going to be a great event.
I don't know much about them, but I know that there's a documentary coming about them. I'm 99% sure it's Disney Plus that's having that. Have you seen that advertised yet?
I have not.
Yeah, I saw the thing and I was like, I'm fascinated by the whole thing. I'm not a huge sports person, but I'm fascinated by how they came to be and how they really do have. It's almost like trying to get Taylor Swift tickets.
Yeah.
Like, you had to be in the lottery. Like, I tried like heck and could not get into it, but that's what people were doing with baseball tickets. So
Yes.
I think that's going to be really cool. And my gut tells me that they'll be back to Disney. I think that like
I think
this
so
is like
too.
the start of that, but it fits in perfectly with the family atmosphere Disney tries to provide.
Yeah.
So it feels like a really natural partnership. So super cool. for that.
Absolutely. It's going to draw a huge crowd. And I follow one of the Bananas players, Jackson Olsen. I noticed that you guys met him on the Destiny.
Yeah.
So he has been very prevalent in the Disney parks and on Disney cruises here lately. So you can kind of tell that they're kicking up that collaboration with the Bananas through him. He's kind of like the face of this collaboration so
Yeah.
far from what I'm seeing. So yeah, I think you're right. It's definitely not going to be a one and done.
I will say I was talking to him on the Destiny. I had no idea who he was. Like literally I was just standing outside of the Haunted Mansion bar and he was standing there. We just started chit-chatting, whatever, and then I walked away and a friend of mine walked up and was like, "Oh my God, was he as nice?" And I was like, "Who?"
What?
And she's like, "That guy you were just talking about was Jackson from the Bananas." And I went, "From the what?" And she was like, "You cannot be that out of touch." And I was like, "Apparently I absolutely can," because I didn't. But he was delightful. He was so funny. Like I had no idea he was a celebrity.
Wow.
And I will say, without throwing shade to other people, there were people that were far less of a celebrity on that ship thinking that they were all that in a bag of chips. So like for me to be like, "Oh, you know who that person is and he was that nice?" He was as nice as Lance Bass. We'll just leave it like the two of them were like the nicest people.
That's awesome.
Lance, I did know who he was, but I did not recognize Jackson. But anyway.
So after summer 2026 wraps up, there are some amazing things happening also in the fall. Another fabulous Epcot festival. The Epcot Food and Wine Festival will be happening at Epcot. Come eat to the beat and explore all that Epcot has to offer while soaking in all the fall vibes. This is a great time of year to visit, not only because of this fabulous festival, but because the weather gets nicer and nicer in Orlando during this time of year. So it's actually one of my favorite times to visit. I enjoy October and November in the parks because I don't like cold weather. So it's kind of like perfect. It's a perfect time of year normally. And the food at the Food and Wine Festival is absolutely delicious. So if you're a foodie, you need to make your plans and attend the Food and Wine Festival and get some of these delicious snacks. They're just amazing. A little bit more adventurous. So, not for everyone, but delicious if you enjoy that kind of thing. Eat to the Beat is also a really great concert series. It's held at the American Gardens Pavilion. This is the one that has such great lineups. Normally they do a lot of throwbacks too, like Kristy was talking about earlier. Lots and lots of amazing performers. So again, a schedule will be released a little closer to time and you'll be able to see exactly which performers are coming on which nights. But usually some pretty good artists in the lineup.
Fall is definitely a good time. I will say we are finally going to hit my favorite festival at Epcot in the winter. So after Thanksgiving, the day after actually, we have the Festival of the Holidays. And that is my personal favorite because I like the weather the best at that time of year. Very little rain and it's usually cool. It feels warm compared to where I'm coming from in New Hampshire, but that is my favorite. Plus, I love holiday decorations. I love listening to the holiday storytellers and learning about all the different countries and how they celebrate holidays. My favorite actually is La Bufana in Italy. She's a Christmas witch, and I have probably heard her spiel, her little skit, at least 25 times in my life, and I just keep going back. Like if I happen to be anywhere near Italy at that time when she's going to come out, I'm listening to it again and again. I also really like the food there because, as everybody who listens knows, I'm not a foodie, but in the holiday time, they tend to do more comfort food type things. So it's not quite as, I guess you'd say, adventurous. So I feel more comfortable trying things. So we've got like well, the one I had last year that was my favorite, this won't surprise you, was turkey stuffing and cranberry sauce. Like, whoa, way to go out there and try something new, Kristy. But that was fabulous.
They have all the delicious cookies too. I love the cookie stroll during this festival. And they have all the hot cocoa and the apple ciders. Just that warm, cozy time of year.
Yeah. I'm here for that.
And the candlelight processional, I absolutely adore that show. I also enjoy the dining packages that come along with the candlelight processional that ensure that you get a spot.
Yeah.
People line up for this show every night hours in advance. No. If you get a dining package, which is available at multiple restaurants at Epcot, it ensures your spot for the candlelight processional. Very, very much worth the money, especially if you're going to eat anyway.
Right. You have to eat dinner.
Yeah.
And if it's somebody that is popular, like I will say, New Kids on the Block, Joey McIntyre was there a few years ago. People were lined up like all day. I went by one day, Brendan Fraser was going to be the speaker. There were women sitting on the ground after rope drop. So that means at 9 a.m. in the morning, these women they had their lunches packed. They were sitting on those like foam stadium seats, like you were going to a football game. Like they were in it to win it. And so I literally, for the Joey McIntyre one, we had a reservation. We walked up 10 minutes before, showed them our little passes, and sat down in a fabulous spot. So the minute you see that there's somebody there that you want to see, I've heard rumors that Neil Patrick Harris will be back this year. And the only reason he missed this year, he was on Broadway, but that's the only time he's missed being a speaker or narrator for over a decade. So
yeah, we saw him last year actually, and he did a great job.
Yeah.
And like you said, it was packed.
Yeah.
We had a reservation that night. We did the dinner package for Garden Grill to ensure that we were able to get in, and it was so worth it. I wasn't sitting there all day. No.
Right. Because that to me is like, I mean, they were committed, and I can appreciate that.
Right.
But I was thinking, like, you paid all this money to be here today, and now you're just going to sit on the line all day. But they were definitely big Brendan Fraser fans, so good for them. I'm glad. We also have coming back this year is going to be Jollywood Nights at Hollywood Studios, and of course Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, which those are both fun events. Have you been to one or both of those yet?
I have been to Very Merry Christmas, but I have not been to Jollywood Nights.
Yeah.
Love the Very Merry Christmas Party.
Same. I really love that one. I've done Jollywood twice because I went the first year and it was a big old mess. And then they made adjustments to it and it got better for the second one. I still think the value is there for the Christmas party, Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. But there are Muppets at Jollywood. So, yeah. And the very unique characters. Perks. Yeah, for sure.
It's more of the glitz and the glamour.
Yeah. And people dress up. It's definitely more adult themed.
Right.
Kids are certainly welcome to go, but you see a lot of the adults really get dressed up, and there's like the swing dancers and all that kind of stuff, which was cool. I just depending on your family and the age or the people that you're traveling with, it's like most people aren't going to do both. So I'm usually depends on what your goals are for the night. But if you want to get dressed up and enjoy kind of that different atmosphere, it can be good.
Yeah. I enjoy the truly Christmassy feel of Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party at Magic Kingdom. I enjoy the parade and the show and the character meet and greets where they're dressed up in their Christmas attire, and the cocoa and cookies and Santa Claus and just all of the Christmassy, really, really Christmassy things. It's just cozy and gets you in the spirit.
Yeah, I love it. And I love the parade too. So
yeah, it's fabulous.
Awesome. All right. So before we get into why this year really is a great year to go, There was one more thing, and I'm curious how much you know about this because I'm not really what you consider a Disney Springs girl. But have you heard about this level 99 and what are your thoughts on it?
I have heard about it. I'm really anxious to see how they're going to pull this off. So to me, it sounds like one of those really big family fun centers that has a little bit of everything. Like you have the escape room and the go-karts and the laser tag, and I mean, like at different fun centers. So that kind of feels like what this is, like a Dave and Buster's Disney version. So I think it's something really that Disney Springs needs.
Yeah.
I think it's going to go over well. I honestly do. It says they're going to have over 60 themed challenge rooms, duels and art hunts that'll test the mental and physical prowess of you and your friends and family. So fun little family challenges. I don't know. I'm anxious to see how it's going to be. They're going to have pizza. So, I mean, again, kind of reminds me of like a Chuck E. Cheese, but much more advanced than that, like a nice little break.
Yeah, it almost reminds me of like a Disney Quest. Remember like years ago we had Disney Quest that had like really cool games?
Yes, the different scavenger hunts and things.
Yeah, so I'm kind of hoping it's like that. It sounds like something that actually could bring me to Disney Springs, which is not an easy feat because I'd rather be in the park or resting at my hotel.
Yeah.
But I love the idea.
You've at least had to check it out once.
Yes,
right?
Yes. I love the idea of doing the challenges and that sort of thing. I think that is going to be really cool. But
Same.
We don't know when that's opening. That they're saying sometime in 2026. So I feel like I went by recently and there was still a ton of construction going on. So I'm not sure what that's actually going to bring us. So now that we've covered all the things that we're most excited about and a few things that we're not quite there, there are so many new reasons to visit Walt Disney World in 2026, including the best discounts we've seen in 15 years. Now, that's not just what Lacie and I think, although we do tend to agree, but Len Testa, who is one of those people that studies this very, very deeply, he actually came out and did a whole thing about this, and he's not wrong. Right. Disney, I think, might have realized that they raised their rack rates, their typical rates, higher than the economy will support right now. So rather than admitting that, they have just started really giving us some fantastic promotions and for all of 2026. Perhaps the best one, I think, is one that they're actually not even calling a true promotion, but they're giving kids age 3 to 9 free dining plans when the adults in their party purchase the dining plan. So for a family of 4, that is a huge savings.
Yes, that's a really big deal.
And it was needed, I think, because I think when they brought the dining plan back, they overpriced it, and it started to not really have the value that we had seen in previous years, so much so that I know our Disney sales rep was like, your dining plan sales are really far down. And I said, that's because it's not a good value for my client, and that's who I'm working for.
Exactly. And you have to be very strategic to maximize the dining plan now, where it wasn't like that prior. So this really is, this has enticed a lot of my clients to add the dining plan onto their packages because they do see true value in it. Yeah. So I love that.
I have a family that's going soon that has 2 adults and 3 kids under 10. So like they're making out like bandits. And the mom was like, do you know how many Mickey bars that counts up to? And I laughed. I was like, that's a lot of Mickey bars. She's like, and my kids can really eat those. And I was like, yep, it's a great promotion that they've got running. We're also seeing for Disney Visa cardholders up this spring, up to 35% off stays 5 nights or more. General public, that offer is up to 30% off. So if you don't have a Disney Visa, but you intend to visit Disney World, you might want to do that. I'm not a big fan of people going into debt for vacations, but you can use it and pay it off. So that makes a big difference there. And then we're already seeing discounts of up to 30% off rooms this summer through September. So that's been like an unusual thing to see this early as well.
Yeah. Also running through September is the get 2 nights free and theme park days added when you purchase one of these select packages. So if you have up to a 4-day ticket and package night stay, they're going to add you those 2 nights for free.
Yeah.
Just for having a 4-night stay, you're going to get a 6-day stay out of it. So that's a great deal. That's a several $100 value savings.
Yeah, and the thing I found that's really interesting this year, and I know we've talked about this as a group of agents, that the offers this year feel more confusing than ever before. So that's one of the things that has been helpful to us in our business, right? Is because people think that like, oh, I could just do this on my own. I had somebody very recently say like, I already found the deal for our family. This is how much it is. We get 2 extra nights and 2 free days in the parks. And I was able to find them an offer that was actually less expensive for the exact same thing, but they had seen the language, right? And everybody thinks, oh, the best deal must be the 2 nights. It just depends on your specific things. So whenever you choose to visit Walt Disney World, there's always going to be something incredible happening that's new and fresh. I mean, we've got things like that just started last year, the new nighttime parade, the Starlight. That parade is there. We have the new Little Mermaid that you're going to check out and let us know what you think. And of course, the Disney's Villains Unfairly Ever After that we talked about. We still have Test Track that reopened last year. We have the new 4D show, Zootopia Better Zoogether. Like, there's just all the stuff that's going on. It is absolutely a fantastic year to go back and enjoy your fan favorites, check out the new stuff, and spend time with the people who mean the most during your next visit. All right. And of course, you all know this, but Lacie and I and our team at Mickey Guru Travel Company would love to help you plan your next visit to Walt Disney World. You will find our contact information in the show notes, and we are all over social, and you can reach us by email, and we are here to help make this as simple and magical a process as possible. So with that said, we've got some quotes to work on for clients, so we're going to head out now, but see you real soon.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Talk Travel to Me. We hope this episode cracked open inspiration for the treasures that await you at your next dream destination. If you love the show, please review, subscribe, and share it with a friend. At Mickey Guru Travel Company, we're your trusted guides for theme parks, cruises, resorts, and more. Visit our website at mickey guru.com to learn more and book your vacation today.